Hello again. I just wanted to take a little more time and walk you through Canvas so you know what to expect when you get into the course shell. So I'm going to share screen. And I have this in student view, so this should be what it looks like for you. On the left here is your navigation bar. The syllabus tab is there if you need it. And also it will link to the syllabus down here as well. You can go to modules. That's going to be where you want to go to figure out what you're doing. Or you can go to modules over here on the left tab. It does not matter. It takes you to the same place. So under textbook and resource, I have your Academos prompt, and they are changing some things on here. So if this doesn't work, let me know. You may or may not have to set everything up in your vital source course materials down here. It depends on how you are set up, I believe. But if you have any problems accessing the e-text, please let me know as soon as possible and I will point you in the right direction. But you should all have free digital access to the e-text. I'm going to go back to modules. All right, this first week is a busy week. I've got a about the instructor page and a form about the exam proctoring. I will come back to that one in a minute. I will also add the two videos that I'm making currently. I will put those in here for you to access as well as putting a link and an email and course announcements. So the exam proctoring, you will need to, one of the first things you'll need to do is complete the test proctor form and upload it. You must do this before you take the first test, and the first test is due on January 22nd. So I have a due date set for January 19th. Those of you on the Arizona campus, Carrie Erickson or somebody on campus there can proctor your tests. Just let me know, just fill out the form and have her indicate that. That is no problem. If you are on campus at Dodge City, you will need to take your tests in the testing center. I do put zeros in at the due dates for all assignments, so I will give you a little grace period on getting the test taken because I know schedules get busy. I'll give you a week grace period there, but you are going to have to learn to plan ahead and schedule ahead and manage your time. So if you go to the Learning Test tab, what that will have is your basic assignments for the week. So here is a PowerPoint set of notes, and then your tasks, read chapter 1. You need to complete the week 1 lab activities, and then take the chapter 1 test. And then below that, it has our KBOR outcomes, our DC3 CLOs, the chapter objectives, and a short chapter summary. But you're really going to need to read the text. If you continue on, it will start taking you to the assignments. The first assignment you need is the test proctor form. So what you need to do is download that, and you need to sign it. Your proctor needs to sign it. And there are rules for who can be proctors. Again, if you are on either the Arizona or Dodge City campus, you can take them on campus. You're kind of required to take them on campus. If you are out of the area, you need to secure your own proctor. If you do not have these turned in by Friday, you cannot take the test until you turn them in. If you have more questions on this, please reach out to me. Then we have an introduction post so we can all get to know each other. So this module or this week, you have a little extra discussion. And then your prompt discussion, and you will have one of these for each chapter, kind of based off of whatever the chapter is. And this week's will be post your local forecast and information, discuss the difference between weather and climate. It will help if you have read the chapter before you post. Discussion post, your initial discussion post is due on Fridays. So yours would be due January 19th. And then any replies or anything you can do after the due date. And then after our talk on weather and climate, you have a little reflection post, share a meme or what you find interesting about weather and climate. So pretty easy on the discussion this week. And so slow. And then I have a couple videos, links here. Let me try to go to this, be a little easier so it doesn't pull up the video. Several of you are flight students. That is really what this class is geared towards. So from time to time, I will try to share some aviation related videos for you so you can understand why they make you take meteorology. But most of you in the flight program probably already have a good idea as to why. And then after that, I have a little study guide to get you through the chapter 1 test. So the chapter 1 test is going to have 8 questions. It's worth a total of 40 points, and that's going to be pretty par. They will be between 5 and 15 short answer essay style questions or calculations. The chapter 2 test is going to have several calculations, and there'll be a couple that have a few more calculations, but for about the first 6 weeks, there will be 1 or 2 calculations minimum on every test. So there'll be 7 short answers, 1 calculation. It will be a environmental lapse rate question like there is on the lab. Okay, the labs will be very, very helpful on all of the tests. Not real sure what's going on in my background here. Then you need to know the basic weather elements, understand the difference between weather and climate, understand scientific method, understand layers of the atmosphere, air pressure, temperature, and how all that changes. The best way to be prepared for the test is going to be to complete the chapter lab, the review, and the give it some thought questions at the end of each chapter. Those will also prove to be helpful. You can use your labs and any notes you take on the test. You can't use the textbook and you can't use any internet resources, but any notes you take, any labs you complete, things like that, you can use all of those on the test. And then next should be the chapter 1 lab. And I have a copy of the lab in here. It will probably, for most people, be easiest to download the Word document and complete the lab and then just re-upload the lab. I also included, again, a short answer question rubric so you kind of have an idea of how to answer the short answer questions. There is a graphing part to this lab, so I did include some graph paper, but you are welcome to use your own type of graph paper. If you want to print the lab off and write it out and then scan it in, that's fine. And if you would rather do it electronically and upload it, that is fine as well. That really is up to you. Again, I strongly recommend you complete the lab before taking the test. And then chapter 1 test, there is a rubric for how to answer the short answer. The first few will have calculations, so it's going to be easier to take those paper and pencil. So I will make sure your proctor has a copy of the test before your scheduled date to take it. And then they will scan it in and send it to me, and that is how I will grade it. After week 6, if they're mostly short answer questions and people would prefer, I can set them up so you can, and just passcode the assignment, and you can do them electronically. So, I really don't know what is going on. Oh, there we go. I'm gonna go back to modules just for a second so you can see what it looks like. All right, I know this first week looks pretty busy. Pretty much every week there'll be a lab and a chapter test and a reading assignment and maybe a few videos. It really just kind of depends on the lab. Within the e-text, there are some other animations and videos as well. And on the more difficult calculations, I will make a couple videos walking you through those as well. So please reach out to me if you have any questions. This course, the week 1 module, we opened up to you tonight at midnight. If you want to go ahead and post in the discussion and look around in the course and get acquainted with the textbook, that would be great. Stop here. And as always, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I look forward to learning with you over the next 16 weeks.